Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another edition of the preview show. This one for tomorrow night's game in the Europa League against Ferencvaros. We head over to Hungary, we head to Budapest in what is a very big game for Celtic. You know, every game in the Europa League is a big game, of course, but this one is a massive chance for Celtic to put themselves in a very strong position for European football after Christmas. Now, Ferencvaros, of course, aren't no pushovers. It's not going to be easy, but it's a massive chance for us to kind of build the confidence after that little blip at the weekend. So I think Celtic should hopefully understand the importance in this game. But let's talk about all of that in this video. Right then, yeah, it's a game that I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Sadly, there will be no Celtic fans officially in the stadium. It was broken the kind of last 20-30 minutes by Celtic that after discussions with Ferencvaros, there will be no fans in the ground tomorrow night. Hopefully we can see a few Celtic fans sneak their way in safely, even though the Ferencvaros fans might not be the friendliest. Hopefully some can get in to do something. That would be nice to see, but you know, I think we were all expecting that anyway. It was a world where European away days were not going to be the same this season, with everything just kind of gradually returning to normal. So it's not too much of a surprise. It is, of course, disappointing. Of course, there's Celtic fans who have travelled there as well. So it is disappointing, but it's one of those ones. God knows when we'll see normal European games return. But look, fans or no, Celtic need to go into this game tomorrow night and understand the importance of what a win could do and understand how far it will take us to being very much in a great position for European football after Christmas. Now, if you look at the groups right now as it stands, Ferencvaros, of course, on no points, Celtic on 3 points. If we manage to win this game and put ourselves 6 points ahead of Ferencvaros, the chances of them beating both Betis and Leverkusen are slim to none. Now, I don't want to jinx it and touch wood, but the odds on them beating both Betis and Leverkusen are the same as ours. Slim to none. Both of us are pretty much hopeless against these bigger sides. And that pretty much could guarantee us a position in the Conference League next season. Now, I've always said time and time again that I want us to be in the Europa League last 32, but this season I think that you can make the exception and maybe make the argument that getting to any stage of European football after Christmas, whether it be Conference, Europa or Champions League, is important for this group of lads to get the experience and the ones who's maybe not had it before, to get the chance to play against more opposition that possess a bit more quality. You know, just all these different little things that will help the first season of the Ange Postecoglou era. It's important that we do make these sort of competitions beyond the point of Christmas, and we can put ourselves in a strong position for that with a win in Hungary tomorrow night. And judging off the last game, I don't think there's any reason why we should fear Ferencvaros. We should go into this game trying to kind of put behind us all of these horror tales of European away trips. Now, I know we've had a little bit of success in the past couple of years with trips here and there. We've had Lazio, we've had Anderlecht, we've had a couple in the Europa League here and there. But I think we need to, you look at the overall record of the past sort of 10, 15, 20 years, and the away record is shocking. We know that. But this is a team that came to Celtic Park only a matter of weeks ago, and shown to me that we should go into this game feeling that we're the better side and go into this game confident we can get the 3 points. Now, that is not me saying, that's not me writing off Ferencvaros altogether and saying I have this grand expectation that Celtic should be winning the game. Of course not. It's never as easy as that. With any team in Europe, it's never as easy as that. It could be anyone from the Hungarian 5th Division to the Hungarian 1st Division, and I would still be saying the same thing. It's going to be a dodgy game. But they came to Celtic Park a couple of weeks ago, and it was one of the first Celtic Park European games in a long time, in my memory anyway, that I can remember us dominating the game from start to finish. We've had games, of course, where we've won. We've had games where Lazio came over and we got a massive result. We've had other games where we've played well. But in terms of dominating a game from the first whistle to the last whistle, I really can't remember many performances like we had against Ferencvaros. We played incredibly well. If you remember rightly, we could have had 4 or 5 goals in the game. We probably should have had 4 or 5 goals in the game. And ultimately, we just looked comfortable. We didn't look too threatened. And of course, Ferencvaros had their chances. You expect a team of their quality to get chances. Of course, they had a chance here and there. I'm not saying that they didn't do anything over the 90 minutes. But what I'm saying is I thought over the 90 that Celtic were going to win the game. I was confident from the minute we scored our first goal that we were going to see that out. And of course, we waited a little bit later for the second. But throughout the game, we just looked like we were in control. We looked confident. And it's something that we need to take over to Hungary with us tomorrow. The ability to kind of play at our own pace and the ability to open the game up a little bit. This is far more favourable than playing the likes of Livingston. That's crazy to say, but against Livingston, we can't break down those teams. Ferencvaros tomorrow are looking for something. They need 3 points. They need 3 points or nothing. It's go big or go home for them. So they're going to come to the game and they're going to attack us. They're going to want goals. They're going to want to open up a little bit. And we need to be ready for that defensively. I'm not saying we have to be naive, and that could be a worry because we've proven that we still can be a bit shaky when teams come at us with a force. You look at Betis, for example, but I think that, if we understand what we have to do in that aspect of things, then the rest of the game can maybe take a hold of itself and we can get something. The game being open a little bit allows players, especially in the middle of the park like Turnbull and McGregor, to be a bit more creative and be able to do a little bit more. And then hopefully the front three have a lot more space to do things than what they did against Livingston the weekend. Look, this is massive when you think of the weekend there, because we drew with Livingston and the critics are starting to come out and people are starting to raise questions after a draw with Livingston at Celtic Park. But, if you go out and the Thursday following that and you beat a team like Ferencvaros, you beat a team in the Europa League who were in the Champions League last season, then it kind of brings a bit more reassurance to your mind and it brings you a little bit more confidence. So that resonates around everybody, the manager, the team, the fans. It kind of gives a good feeling. We'll all be buzzing if we manage to win this game on Thursday night. So I think it is about just taking the game into our own hands and managing to play at our own pace. And look, they will come to us and they will try and up the tempo a little bit, but we've shown with the quality of our centre-halves recently and even our full-backs recently that we have improved, we have got better, and hopefully we show that in this game. However, we are missing Carl Starfelt, which is a bastard. Let's talk about the opposition then. Christ, I kind of went on for a little bit longer than I thought there. Yeah, they've been on okay form since we beat them, at Celtic Park. They haven't conceded any goals. They've only played 3 games in total. A draw and 2 wins, one of them being a 7-0 win in the Cup. So, if you wanted to hear anything, it probably wasn't that they've scored 7 in a game. You don't want to see that against Celtic. I doubt they're going to score 7 into us, but touch wood. But, they have been in okay form. Not conceding any goals is massive for them. That'll be a real confidence booster after conceding 2 to us at Parkhead. But our form's been better. We've won more games. I think we've played more games as well since we last played them. So, that can be looked at as an advantage or a disadvantage. We've had more minutes in the legs, but we've had more actual match experience. It all goes swings and roundabouts. But Ferencvaros will go into this game after watching the last time, knowing what they have to improve on and knowing what we're like. I think one of their players came out and says they were shocked at how fast Ange's team moved the ball and how fast Celtic are moving the ball. Now, that will be acknowledged. They've been probably working on that in training. How can they stop Celtic from moving the ball so fast? How can they make us be more reckless? How can they be more astute to it? They're going to be working on these things. So there's certainly going to be, I think, a change in the game plan for Ferencvaros after seeing us for the first time. But I'm confident we have what we have what we need to handle it. And I think that if we get players like Kyogo getting chances every now and then in the game, we're surely going to take a couple of them, and we can score goals over in Hungary. We really can. So then, team and score predictions. Yes, I'm looking forward to this game. I really am. So let's go into my team. 4-3-3. Of course, we are going to be missing a couple of guys who were there and vital in the last game against Ferencvaros, them being Tom Rogic, Carl Starfelt. I would be so much more confident with them in the team. I am confident. That's the thing. I feel like during this match preview, I haven't really been apprehensive. I haven't been as nervous as I normally would for a European away game. But I don't know. It's just after that last game, I'm feeling like we can do this. I really am. But I've also still got that. I'm not being naive to it. I've still got that acknowledgement that they are a good side and they probably could be looked at as favourites in this game. But we played really well against them last time, so I'm hoping to see that once more. So my team then, 4-3-3. Yes, let's go. Joe Hart in goal. goals, no question about it. The back four, I think Starfelt will be obviously coming out the team, and I think for his place, we might see Stephen Welsh return back in. Now, he's got the choice. He could play Beaton there, he could play Welsh there. I think it would be wiser to play Welsh in at that centre-half role. Hopefully a big performance from Stephen Welsh, considering he's not been playing for a number of weeks now. I believe his last start for Celtic was against Livingston at the Tony Macaroni when they beat us 1-0, and that was quite a while ago now. So a big chance for Welsh, and being in European football, hopefully he doesn't kind of succumb to the pressure, and hopefully we see a decent performance. But apart from that, I think the back line will remain unchanged, with Ralston, Carter Vickers and Juranovic joining Stephen Welsh. In the midfield, will Beaton start again in the middle? Yes, he probably will. I think it'll be Beaton, McGregor and Turnbull once more. The problem with Beaton in this game is that moving up the pitch, he might slow it down a little bit. But let's look at the positives of Beaton playing against the Ferencvaros. I think it offers a little bit more stability in at that area in front of the front line. He needs to keep a cool head though. We have seen far too many times in big games now near Beaton throw his toys at the pram or just become reckless and get himself sent off. Rangers in January, Midtjylland in July. It is so easy, or June was it? I think it was June, can't remember. But anyway, those games, being sent off, he can't have the red mist descend upon him in this game. He needs to keep the head. If things aren't going our way, still keep the head. That's it, Nair, just listen to me. Front three, interesting. You know, we have Forrest back and available now. Abada hasn't really been great over the past few games. Giacomakis missed a penalty at the weekend. We need to start Kyogo up front. Enough of this toying about with him. Just play him up front. And I think he showed against Ferencvaros when he returned in the last fixture how much. Oh, so that was against Leverkusen. But I think he showed when he scored against Ferencvaros and when he returned against Leverkusen in that fixture as well, how important it is we play him through the middle in these games. Massive. Huge difference. A lot of teams have not handled anything like him. Get Kyogo up front through the middle. I think Jota and Abada should still both start alongside him. Now, we could bring Forrest in, but I think that Abada could maybe benefit in this game, with the game being a little bit more open and Ferencvaros being a more open side. Forrest will probably get the chance to come on later in the game, and I'm absolutely okay with that, as long as we're in a decent position for it. And that's my 11 prediction. As for my score prediction, oh Christ, this is it. Don't want to jinx this, man, but 3 points would be huge. It's send the 6 clear of Ferencvaros. A point would be okay, but it still leaves things a bit touch and go. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Celtic win. Yes, that'll do it. Don't want to jinx it, but there we are. 2-1 Celtic win, hoping for the best, but I understand the task ahead of us is not the easiest. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time.